Chase Liaki with a blue futon, and we went to the movie theaters to see Minions: The Rise of Gru. Does Gru need this story? Is it a Despicable Me sequel, or is it technically still a Minions sequel? Let's find out. So Minions: Rise of Gru, what's about? It's a pretty simple premise, actually. This is right after the Minions movie, where they finally find Gru when he's a little kid. Mini boss, he wants to be part of this organization of just straight up supervillains. He gets denied. He steals a little medallion, and now insanity ensues of who gets what, who is backstabbing who, and what just ridiculous bright colors will shine on the screen. So did I like this movie? Well, I just watched the first Minions, right? And then I just watched this one right afterwards. If I have to choose one, which one I like better, actually, I think I like the first Minions movie a little bit better. With that, we will give the negatives of this movie first. It really wasn't a story in this one. It's kind of like the first one. This one's story was more of like, find the medallion, get to point A to point B. But it's also into three different, stories. You have this new minion called Otto. Then you have Kevin, Bob, and Stuart. And then you have Gru doing his own thing with White Knuckles. So you have these three storylines, and they're finally going to connect at the end. But each story is so short in this 87-minute movie where you're just like, it's just jumping around a little bit too much. So you're just a little like, okay, I understand what we're doing, but I'd like to focus on one of these. But they do this for bright colors, to keep the kids entertained. And that's what this movie is for, to straight up keep kids entertained with the bright ridiculousness happening on screen. And also another negative is them totally trying to suck the Chinese audience to watch this movie and try to get more money from them. With the New Year storyline, with the Lunar New Year, and them turning into the 12 animals, like the dragon, the ox, the chicken, that is straight up for the Chinese audience. DreamWorks does it a lot, as well as Universal when it comes to this stuff. You have this Abomination, the Fast movies, Jurassic World. All movies that are going to China in the past 2-3 years, I want to say 75% of them to 80% of them have been Universal Pictures. And with their animation studio, I think DreamWorks is now part of Universal, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of what they are doing, even with Abomination of drawing the South China Sea to include China into it, this is straight up for the Chinese audience to get more money from them. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I triple checked. It went to China 1 July at the same time it went to America. So there is that. And so it just felt so forced of yep, we know exactly what you're doing with the storyline, and you're doing it to get your movie into the Chinese audience. And China gets 25 to 40% of that. So you're basically just feeding money into the CCP when doing that. Just to line your own pocketbook. So it kind of grows to that point. And I guess for 87 minutes, it just splatters. It is so much spaghetti on the wall in this movie. You're just like, okay, can we focus on one or two things? Because focusing on the Gru storyline, I think would have been a little bit more better with White Knuckles, with the Minions being part of it. But it was more of this whole cat and mouse chase thing, and it was just all over the place. And then the final boss battle, if you want to put it that way, was just over in a flash. We were doing so much story lead up to this final boss battle, and the boss battle was there to be there. And you're just like, oh, that's all we're doing? Okay. I just wanted more on that level. But the positive is vibrantly colored. The 3D is pretty great. It is not flat at all. This is very dimensional movie. There's a lot of moments where you could tell stuff in the foreground and the background, and it does pop. So when you look at the 3D on that aspect, but with most animated movies, the animation and 3D work extremely well because it is a CGI movie. It is done in computers. So the 3D effect is automatically in that computer software, if you want to put it that way. So making it 3D is a lot easier than doing live action post-production 3D and trying to figure out on that levels. So with the 3D, if you see it in 3D, you will not be disappointed. But overall, Minions: The Rise of Gru, to me, it was actually a downgrade from the Minions movie. At least in Minions movie, we were focused on these Minions and getting them from point A to point B, and that's it, them trying to find this bad guy and then having a mission to keep with the master. This one, it was a way too much of a cat and mouse chase, way too many characters, and it was just kind of over the top in a negative sort of view. So Minions: The Rise of Gru 3D will receive a 2.5 out of 5 Futons, which equals at 50%. So the critics' new scores gave this one. So yeah, the Minions: The Rise of Gru a 69% with the critics, with 90 of them. Audience score a 93%, 250. Here's critic consensus. The Minions' antics shenanigans are beginning to grate despite the sequel's injection of retro click, although this loony marathon of gags will still delight young children. I'll say one thing though, the soundtrack is also bomb as well. So yeah, my 50, the 69, or the 93. Yeah, cheese out with the blue futon, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Futantopia. You Futonians, thank you for watching. Have a great day. You know what? You just gotta know this movie wasn't made for me, and I am okay with that.